Okay, everybody, I'm back again. I have a request for a few more things. So episode 1 was how we cure coon shrimp. How do we cure coon shrimp with the ultimate shrimp cure? Step-by-step tutorial, video tutorial on how we did that. I had a bunch of people ask what I do different. So I brought a second video up. That second video was what bait scents, bait oils, those sort of things do I use in those competitive fisheries to differentiate myself from the rest. And then last question that I've had here that I want to cover is how do we rig the coon shrimp? There's a lot of different types of fisheries, but I'm going to cover those specific to the salmon, steelhead, more big river type stuff, Columbia River, Willamette River, that sort of thing. Obviously guys are using them in tributaries, they might cast them under a bobber, that sort of thing, but anyway, that's something a little bit different. So yeah, let me start with that. Okay. Pro trolls, okay, super popular technique, fall Chinook, spring Chinook, those sort of things. We're seeing everybody throughout the Columbia River, Willamette River, switching over to this technique. It seems to be an offering that really grabs the attention of the fish, if that makes sense. So my personal favorite way to rig them, no color combination specifics. There's a zillion ways and a zillion colors you can use, but you know, a Mexican hat type blade. A lot of times I'll put on a hoochie, a small little hoochie, and I'll rig double 2/0 Gamakatsu big river hooks. I'll run double 2/0 owner cutting points. I'll run 2/0s pretty much through and through when I'm running my coon shrimp. So how do I rig them? A lot of guys rig them different ways, okay? Me personally, look at that coon shrimp. Remember in that first video I talked about the antennas, the whiskers, those are super important. So there's a couple different ways you can rig coon shrimp. Sorry, side tangent. I get excited when I see the whiskers. It's always catching fish. A lot of guys will go in through the back segment, the first segment in the back. Let me pull this squid or hoochie out of the way. The first segment in the back, and then they'll slide in and they'll come around and out the head. They do that with the top hook, so that they have their trailer hook hanging back at the face of the shrimp. I personally don't rig that way. I've found it to be super simple to take your shrimp, hold them up, the tail section up, and then I just rig right through the heart of the meat, okay? Just like so. And I let that shrimp hang sideways. And when you have the blade, the full offering, it all hangs down, okay? The bottom trailer hook's caught in here, but there we go. So that's simple, all right? That's how I'll rig mine up, and that's how I'll troll, all right? So that's behind the pro troll. The guys off the beach fishing steelhead and salmon, plunking, a couple spin glows here. I use a dual setup for my plunking techniques. So when I say by dual, I'll run my main line, okay? I'll attach to right here, all right, and then I'll run a 6 bead chain to a small dual lock clip to a barrel swivel. Okay, this is a homemade apparatus that I've used for 20 years. It was shared with me, but super simple, not a 3-way thing, but never do you get tangled. The hot shot clip here doesn't move, it can't jump beads, so it hangs in between the two. So hot shot clip, dual lock, 6 bead chain, dual lock hot shot clip to a standard barrel swivel to a 3.5 foot leader, okay? 1 spin glow, one of my favorites for summer steelhead, hard one to find by the way. And again, those are size 4 and size 6 spin glows that I'll use for summer steelhead and spring Chinook. Now my second favorite, which is a silver orange top. One thing you'll notice in common here is I run black wings. I always run black wings. I am in love with the black wings. I don't know, seems to be my favorite, okay? So, again, to your main line, 6-way, 6 bead, coming down to a 4 foot leader. Then I have a 5 foot spreader, 4.5 foot spreader, coming down to 6 bead, hot shot clip, barrel swivel. Off the bottom of my 6 bead is where I attach my pyramid lead, okay? And then my last but not least, my leader to another spin glow. So A little bit hard to show it here as it's all on the table. We're gonna rig the shrimp, all right? So in rigging the shrimp, when I'm casting them off the beach, super important to get as much of the meat as you can. So these I will actually rig right through the back of the neck, and I will come out through the head, okay? And then I'll pull out my egg loop, and I'll pull that out, and I'll rig that right across the belly of the coon shrimp, all right? So like so. So this then becomes my setup right here. And it becomes super, super, super easy to cast. And you're not blowing the coon shrimp off every time you throw them out there, okay? So I'll rig both my coon shrimp up that way. And that's good for steelhead, spring chinook, even fall chinook I've caught, even coho actually I've caught plunking. And last, at times when I'm trolling, a little bit higher speed trolling, often in the Willamette as it starts to warm up for the spring chinook, I'll pick up my pace out there trolling when I start hitting 50, 52, 54, 55, 60 degree water. But I'll run a straight coon shrimp or a straight prawn. So as you can see here, blade, couple beads, tool or a 2/0 hook. I have a treble hook behind it, but the most important part is a pre-made, this is a wire, okay, that I've made out of spinner wire that I've turned into 90 degree, and then it has the length here so that I can take and rig my prawns, okay. So what do? I take my prawn and I straighten it out, and I like to fish these prawns straight at times, okay. Not always, but sometimes. So when I rig them, it's super simple, okay. I pull the tail feathers off. You just watch me pull the tail feathers off. I'll take my wire and I'll stuff it right in the tail, and I'm real careful as I'm pushing it in, pushing it in, pushing it in, okay. Now you see that prawn? It holds by itself perfectly straight, all right? Now I'll take this 2/0 hook and I'll go right to the belly of the prawn, just like so. And I'll grab some of the meat in the belly, spin it around, hook towards the head, okay, and then pull it kind of all tight, and there's how it rigs, okay. I got the blade, last thing to share with the blade. So it lays just like that, right? You got that treble hook hanging down by the head, you've got the blade, and that prawn holds on perfectly with that hook in the belly of the prawn. Let me spin this around just a little so you can see the hook. See that? How that hook's in there, okay? One of my favorite ways to fish spring chinook, and I actually fish those sometimes behind a pro trawl. I'll fish them behind a flasher, and oh, by the way, that's my favorite flasher of all. So there are 3 ways that I rig coon shrimp and prawns, extremely effective ways as far as how I rig them. If you guys have any more questions, give me a shout out. Let me know what questions, what you want to see, what you want to know. I'm here to help. Take it to the next level. Ultimate Shrimp Cure. Go to the Facebook page, Ultimate Shrimp Cure, Instagram, Ultimate Shrimp Cure, TikTok, Ultimate Shrimp Cure. If you need to order any of the Ultimate Shrimp Cure and you don't have it in your local retailers, you can go to the bestcoonshrimpcure.com, www.bestcoonshrimpcure.com, and order it up. Yeah. Hit me up if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.